do it. Get on them sticks, them boys can't see me. Where you going? Don't run from this work. Pop out 3D. They don't want a piece of me. Cause guess what I do? Take them boys to CC. I been in the game, no nuclear. Took over the game, John Madden might sue me. Catch plays, I go dumb. Drip like dumb on the run. They talking about let's run. Get beat like they old song. Get blown out like old song. Easy money, more commas. Tap in, you'll know some. Score up like Mo Bomb. Bro, Dots Dom is a sniper. Get locked up like on Riker. Give out belt, I may pull your car. But now I ain't Jemima. I'm in my zone like cover 2. They like, bro, Dom, what's up with you? Nothing but a whole lot of W's. If you see that user in front of you, hit stick, man, that ball gon' be under you. Catch plays that can't drip like Dom. Run it back, they can't drip like Dom. They yelling, man, they when drip like Dom. Gets in that field and slang his arm. Catch plays that can't drip like Dom. Run it back, they can't drip like Dom. Every day they can't drip like Dom. Tap in if you wanna know some.
Yo, in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to beat man coverage in College Ball 27. Probably one of the best plays, most effective ways to beating man coverage. Now, disclaimer, in this video, I'm going to tell you that man-to-man coverage sometimes works, sometimes it doesn't. There's not really a consistent way of beating man coverage, but you're going to have a higher success rate with this offense, and I'm going to break it down to you the reason why it's so good to run this formation against man-to-man versus others. But before we get into the video, make sure boys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment down below if you're in the comments, questions, concerns. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Now, the formation we're going to take a look at is the gun ace slot formation out of the Wyoming offensive playbook, and the play we're going to pick is X spot. Now, off the rip, when you run stock X spot, it comes with a lot of different routes. But really just 2 routes that can beat man-to-man off the rip. So the first route that can beat, you can literally run this play stock if you want to. It's literally your decision in game. You can make this decision or not. But first, before we talk about the routes, let's talk about the leverage of the DBs and the leverage of how cover 2 man is supposed to play. But with this particular formation, we have 2 tight ends, 2 receivers, and a running back. Now, one thing I noticed when your opponent is running cover 2 man or any type of man coverage formation or any type of man, any man play that your opponent may run against you, I noticed that the DBs, even linebackers, they cannot press the tight ends. They cannot press them. So they will never get a press animation. But when your opponent comes out in cover 2 man, these guys are automatically shaded underneath. So meaning that you can literally run streaks with your tight ends. You can do multiple different routes with your tight ends. And your tight ends are going to get open more than your receivers because the leverage of these other guys that are playing on the field. So you have to take advantage of that. This formation takes takes an advantage of everything that your opponent is running. So the first route you want to look at when you hike this ball is going to be circle. Circle is going to be your main read if you were to call this play stop. So as soon as you hike the ball, you can immediately throw this to circle. Now, obviously, the throwing in this game is just horrible. It's horrendous. But you see that you're going to get a beat over there every time. You're going to get a beat because of the leverage. Now, sometimes, like I said, sometimes guys get crazy in man-to-man. And even you have X. X is also going to get open too, even though he is a tight end. Tight ends have a better catching. They have a better percentage of catching against DBs because they have a bigger frame, they're bigger body, and it's going to be a lot harder for the DBs to make a play on that as well. So just keeping note of the reason why we run this formation. Now, let's get into the route combination that I want to show y'all that is going to be super, super effective. Now, the first one you're going to do is you're going to put triangle on a slant, put square on a drag, and put circle on a streak. You're creating a high, mid, and low read, X being the high read, triangle being the mid read, and square being the low read. Now, sometimes in this case scenario, when you do run this play, circle sometimes can get open. Now, I just want to break this down to y'all, break everything down before we talk about the high, mid, and low reads. But circle can sometimes get open. As soon as you hike this ball, you see that he gets a step over his opponent, and he is faster than him. But like I said, when someone comes out in cover 2 man, every corner is automatically shaded underneath. They're not shaded over top. So this can create ways to, you know, getting a pass off like that and actually having your receiver catch it. It's super effective. But, you know, that only works, in my opinion, if, you know, if your opponent is using one of those guys back there. 9 times out of 10, the user is going to use one of those deep blue safeties. And if he bites down, you have the streak. It's going to be open every single time. Now, let's get into the other things that can get open if the streak is not available. Obviously, the read progression I would do would be X, triangle, and square. Then I would look at circle. But that's just the progressions of what I would do. But if you want to, you know, try to go for the deep ball, and you notice your opponent, you know, running, you know, cover 2 man, and he's using the safety back there, just kind of see what he does first and then make your read from there. But when you hike this ball, you're gonna get a lot of different things that happen. You can throw this to X right there. Now he dropped it, but sometimes even during this play, like right there, the drag got boxed, the slant got boxed. But now you see that the drag gets a lot of space, and we just got a terrible catch animation. If we got a rack animation right there, we would literally be good. But sometimes, like right there, you can throw this, and then that could be a little bit of yardage against man-to-man. It's super effective. Super effective. Really good. It's a good, effective way to beating man-to-man coverage. You can also try to throw this down there, and sometimes you can get the catch, sometimes you can't. But, you know, I'd rather you not throw that, just because quarterbacks in this game, they overthrow the ball a lot. And you see that sometimes you can even throw this slant and he'll catch that every single time against these DBs and everything like that. So that's going to be a really good thing, an effective way to playing against this man coverage. So those are going to be 2 route combinations that you can go to. You can run this play stock, or you can just do the route combination I just showed y'all. Now, another play that I want to go to, there's going to be 2 more route combinations that I go to when trying to beat man-to-man. Because man-to-man is just that good in this game. So the first thing you want to do with this is come out of this play called post. Now, post has a good amount of man-beating routes. Like, everything is pretty much man-beating route besides triangle. The triangle's not a man-beating route, but everything else is a man-beating route. You don't really have to make adjustments. You can make adjustments, but you really don't have to if you don't want to. But you can run this play stock. So this right here, it could be, you know, route combination number 3 against man-to-man. Because look, if you hike this ball, I mean, you have post. I mean, you got the post by square, and sometimes you can have the corner route by X and circle. We already know about circle's corner route. He can get open, but here's going to be a more effective way to beating man-to-man. So the first thing you want to do is you want to press triangle, put him on a streak. Put circle on the zig, put square on the comeback route, put X on a corner route, and then stem it down. Once you stem it down, he's going to get a sharper corner route. And now when you hike this ball, now you're going to have some options. Now, if you want to take the top off and, you know, destroy your opponent, and he notices that you're probably trying to look for underneath, you can, you know, press triangle. You can literally get past and throw this pass inside. Now, sometimes it's just animation based. This game is super animation based. Sometimes you're gonna get a good animation, sometimes you don't. But you can throw this to triangle more times than none. You can throw that. Now, if you pass lead that right where it needs to be at, you can get it there. But it just depends on the leverage of the DB and what DB is guarding him. Because when you come off the ball, he's gonna run into that DN, and then right there, you have an easy catch. Pass lead that inside, you can throw that. But, you know, that's not something that's guaranteed. That's not a guaranteed read. That's not what we're here for. But sometimes that can be open. That can be an option for you on defense. For you on offense. Now you want to take a look at this left side. The zig is going to get open too. Now, if the zig doesn't get open, you have this comeback route. Obviously, he's going to make that catch. But against man-to-man, comeback routes are really good. But sometimes they can be really bad. Because sometimes the DB can really play the comeback route, and you can get absolutely cooked against it. So just kind of be careful on throwing that type of pass in the game. Now, another route is the angle route. You look at the angle route, he just fried him, and right there you're gonna get easy yards. And like I said, the user is gonna be guarding the deep half. He's gonna be the deep half defender. So 9 times out of 10, he's probably gonna bite down into playing maybe the streak, or he's gonna play something along the lines of where the 2 receivers are. That's exactly the side he's going to play. He's not going to play the backside. The backside is the angle route. And even sometimes you have the corner route too. You can throw the corner out, but it just depends on the leverage of the DB and the tight end on how you want to make that throw. But like I'm saying, most guys are going to use the left side deep half because that's where the most threat is on the field. They're not worried about the right side because no one is on the right side that they're really worried about at the moment. But, you know, you can catch your opponent off guard and you have this angle route that you can throw. And I mean, it's just easy yards every single time. You ain't got to worry about it. And then sometimes you have the zig, and you know, sometimes you have the comeback route. It literally just depends. Now, when throwing the comeback route, you have to throw the comeback route at the top of the route. You can't wait. You can't wait for him to turn around. Because look, watch this. If you wait for him to turn around, if we can have a little bit more time, try to wait for him to turn around. You see, like, he's playing that much tighter. You have to throw that literally right before he turn around, so that way you can literally, you know, make that a high success, you know, catch. Because if you wait kind of like that, I mean, you can still get it, but sometimes you can't. I'd rather you throw it at the top of the route. That way, when the receiver turn around, the ball's already there. Now, another route combination I want to show y'all is you're gonna put a circle on the streak, put square on the drag, put triangle on the put square on a post, triangle on the drag, put X on the corner route. I cannot talk for some reason. Don't mind me, but y'all see the routes on the field. But here are the routes, and once you hike the ball, you're still gonna get a lot of different things that can get open. The post right there is gonna get open. It's gonna get open 9 times out of 10. Sometimes it's still gonna get bagged, but it's still a good route that you want to add to your bag. Still some different things you want. So you still have different routes. You got the angle route, and I guess that was a fumble for some odd reason, but whatever. So you can use these routes, and these routes are really, really good. Sometimes you're gonna have the drag, and I mean, you got that right there. I threw that a little bit late, but still, these routes are still gonna be very, very effective in game. So you don't have to really worry about too much of anything. You can try to throw that down the field. Sometimes he'll catch it, sometimes he won't. But you still have really, really reliable options when it comes to playing against man-to-man. Now in this, like I said, I showed you all the man coverage beating routes in the game, and I hope this video helped you guys out into playing against man-to-man. So let me know in the comments if this video helped you guys out. And if you guys have any comments, questions, concerns as far as anything about College Football 27 that you're struggling with, leave a comment, and I'll do my best to help y'all out. But I'm gonna go ahead and lead this scheme to you guys. But anyway, boys, man, I'm out, bro.
Running back, they can't drip like Dom. Every day they can't drip like Dom.